take the best 5 sessions during the course of that month, not including games with professionals, and adjust those scores for field strength. In other words, if it's a strong group, you get credit for that. And the person with the best 5 games in the month becomes the player of the month. So it's a truly deserved honour. The player of the month for September, he came up with the idea of perhaps having a chat to you about things. And I thought it was a wonderful idea, because you get a different point of view. We're all on this little journey with bridge, we have our ups and our downs, and it's great to get a different point of view, and especially from someone who's doing so well. He's a great guy, and I'm delighted to introduce Gary Snow.
Wow, that's a hard act to follow, and look, it's truly a great honour to be speaking here about bridge, because you know, I'm just a basic player. I started in 1988. My ex-wife comes home one day and says she went to a charity auction and we won 4 lessons of bridge with this guy called Paul Marston. I said, so what was second prize? And anyway, so we decided, we got another couple along, and Paul came to our place and we had a series of 4 lessons. And it's an amazing game, bridge, isn't it, really? Because I've been playing about 30 years, and when you really think about it, there are so many nuances to the game. Such a partnership game, and picking the right partner. And when I first started, my father came up to me and he said, Gary, because him and Mum played bridge, he said, whatever aggression you've got in your body, bridge will bring it to the fore. You just think about it. So much so that Mum and Dad were playing, and I was watching them. They used to play a lot of rubber bridge at home or whatever. And one day they used to speak German, and translated in English, he said, "You're a horse. I'm not playing with you again." So that was their relationship, and so my ex-wife said, and she really took on the game fabulously, and she represented New South Wales in ladies bridge, and one day we were playing together and she said, "That's it, Gaz, I'm not playing with you anymore." What do you mean? I don't need to call you a fool at the bridge table as well as run home. So you really think about this game, and it's interesting, probably the language of bidding. How about that, eh? That's like when we start bridge and you go through all the nuances, it's really like learning Latvian, isn't it, really? What we've got to go through to understand this game and how it all works. And you think about not only the languages, the conventions, the short club, the better minor, stamen, puppet stamen, strong club, 2 over 1, Leventhal, and it goes on and on. And you're just trying to absorb all this while we're trying to learn bridge. And it's interesting. It's such a game of logic, and when you really think about it, and we all get absorbed, and Paul teaches us all these wonderful lessons, and you try and absorb everything, and you're trying to do the right thing by your partner, and we all don't want to make a mistake, but there's just so many things, and I play with the lovely Judy now. So I'll give you a little situation about 6 weeks ago. So it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, we're playing bridge here, it's around 4 o'clock, and I forgot to return the spade. Well, that was 4 o'clock Saturday, she didn't talk to me until 10 o'clock Monday. True. And it's such a competitive game, and the other day, when you really think about the bidding, it's so logical, this game. And I was playing against Michael Prescott, who's a really good player and a director here, and we're playing a hand, and the bidding goes, 1 diamond, pass, 1 no trump, I'm sitting here, pass. So I lead. I got 4 hearts to the king, I lead a little one, I find Judy with the queen, she returns the heart, lovely, I win it. Of course I know the ace is there, and I'm thinking, anyway, I play another suit, boom, boom, boom. Michael makes 2 no trump. I look at the score sheet, bottom board, everyone's making 1. I said, where's that extra trick? So Michael says, why didn't you keep going with the heart? I said, oh no, because I was going to make the ace and I thought the 9 was there as well. He said, Gary, 1 diamond, 1 no trump, partner's denying a 4-card major. So I've led a major, can't have 4. Why didn't I return it? That's the logic of this game that we all get caught up in. Points, you just got to try and think it through. And I've, in my business career, I'm a pharmacist and I've owned quite a few pharmacies, but I did do a couple of startup businesses. And one of them was called Simple Retail. Of course, point of sale systems were very complicated, so I called it Simple Retail. And if we can really dumb this game down and keep it simple, it does make a lot of the stuff that Paul teaches, and you read and we just want to improve. You know, it's really interesting. We walk up those 23 steps, we come up here. How often have you walked down and thought, it's interesting, you walk down the stairs and everyone's complaining, why didn't you return the club? Why didn't you double? What are you doing? How can you do this? Do we ever walk out of here feeling refreshed and feeling energised? No. So let's make this a promise to ourselves today, as we walk down the steps, that we actually become, you know, bridge is such a fascinating game, and it's the cheapest. You know what? We spend $20 here. We go to the movies, we spend $20, we sit there like mutes for 2.5 hours, and if you're like me, you sleep. And you know what? Here you get social interaction for 3 hours, meet about 20 people, say hello occasionally. and you've got to just, you know, embrace what we have here, because you get computerised printouts, you've got a wonderful website, you've got a club here. It's interesting. I'm an avid golfer, and I played, as I said, I started nearly 30 years ago, and I used to go to the Hakoah Club and play bridge, and you know, you play for master points and dish points. Anyway, I've got, I think, I looked up the other day, 106 master points. I thought, I wonder what that does for me. I look up my mum, God love her, she's going to be 96 next week. She can't hold cards, but she's got 250. So, you know, this system that Paul has created is absolutely fabulous, because it's a true test. And I love playing here because, like golf, every hand can affect your rating, every card you deal. I have a little rule as well that I think I should share with you to maybe think about it when you're playing, and it's called the 10-10 rule. Take an extra 10 seconds next time you bid and think about whether your partner would like that bid in 10 minutes' time. All right? An extra 10 seconds for that, because it really is, you know, just, I don't know, this game, it's got so many little nuances to it. You know, there was a hand I played the other day. Think about numbers and percentages. I was reading some statistics. 50% of finesses work. 65% of all world bridge players are women. Most slams only make 38% of the time, but the best statistic was 98% of all statistics are wrong. I was playing this hand, and it'll go unmentioned, I'm playing with a beginner, and so I'm in dummy, and dummy's got ace, queen, jack of clubs, I think, and I can see that to make it, we need to win, you know, 3 tricks in this suit. So he's finessed beautifully to the queen, and it's held. He's got back into his hand, and he's played the ace. Goes one off. I said, Tony, how come you didn't finesse again? He said, you told me finesses work 50% of the time. Interesting. So, as I said, we're lucky to have this club, and I feel privileged to be part of it. I enjoyed it. I think Paul does a great job, and I think we should all embrace it and for what he does here. And I'll just leave you with one little story that was interesting. And a lot of people meet at the Bridge Club. It's so social, and there was one Tuesday night here, two people in their 60s looking for partners. They met each other, they sat down. What system you play? Yeah, I play this, I alert, and all of a sudden they're on the same wavelength. They've been playing for years, hadn't met each other. Sure enough, they have a perfect game, they end up with 65.5%. Let's go down for a cup of coffee. Yeah, went down to Cosmo to have a cup of coffee. Do you need a lift home? Yes, I'll give you a lift home. And she thought, what a lovely gentleman. Lovely, lift home, cup of tea. One thing leads to another. A bit of intimacy. All of a sudden he says, alert. What could be short? So anyway, I thank you, Paul, for the honour of letting me have a few chats. But just embrace the game. It's really great what we have here at Grand Slam, and keep just trying to improve and just keep this game as logical as possible and as simple as possible, and enjoy those 23 steps down later this morning.
Thank you very much, Gary. I just have one little point picking up on Gary's final word, how he said walking down, we get a little bit negative sometimes. I'll tell you one thing which I've observed working here at the club, that is often that rack down there ends up with 2 or 3 walking sticks in it after everyone's gone. Now, what that means is those people needed a walking stick to get here, but after a joyful game of bridge, they just bolted down the stairs.